I have to say I have some barriers to writing.
So say we all.
So we all. I do great when, I have a weekly deadline for the
Mhm.
podcast. No problem.
Yep.
But, side projects rarely get written. Uh,
Yes. Yeah, that's a really common thing that people have, and I also hear it a lot from people who had, like, a full-time job and then they quit to go to be a writer, and suddenly when you have unlimited time to write, you absolutely can't.
wow. So, yeah, it's that thing where you can get more done when you're busy because you have to
Mhm.
schedule in the time.
Yes, exactly, and that is, I think, really the key is or one of the many keys, I think, is actually scheduling the time for it and, making an appointment with yourself. We are so good at being kind and generous to other people in ways that we are not to ourselves.
This is such an evergreen topic, and I know, you right now have family members who are having health problems. We weren't sure we were gonna be able to
Right?
do this interview, and I've been having that over the last couple of years too, and your video just really spoke to me, and I also loved how you put it in the framework, it's of making yourself a character in your sort of your own story as a way of conceptualizing what you need to do.
Yeah, the things that we use in narrative fiction are all kind of reverse engineered from real life. It's looking at, well, how does a character go through a change? And that's based on how we go through a change. If it doesn't mimic real life, then it's not going to resonate with us. So what we can do as writers is we can look at how do we motivate a character, use tools that we know how to use and apply them to our own lives. So I use this structure called the mice quotient, which is this pretty simple narrative framework. And I realized that it applies to nonfiction, but also to real life. So it's milieu, inquiry, character, and event. And the idea is that all stories are made up of these four elements, but that some of the elements are the driver in any given story. So when you're looking at what the barriers are to getting something done, you can kind of look at these different aspects of the mice quotient and think about, well, what is my barrier to my goal? With milieu, is it an environmental problem? Is it that your chair is uncomfortable? Is it that you need new glasses? Is there something physically that's going on? With inquiry is all about asking a question and getting an answer. And so when you look at the kind of things that get in the way of a character getting an answer, those are things like not knowing enough about something, misunderstanding something. And it turns out that a lot of those are basic writing questions. It's like if you don't know something, that's a research question. That's actually pretty easy. So when you kind of break things down into more manageable chunks, then you can try to solve like one problem at a time instead of just this whole messy thing that is real life.